Hey, ladies, welcome, welcome. It's Desiree Stafford, and I'm super excited to have you here today because we're going to be talking about how to double your income and your free time this month without a VA or a big list. So this is for you if you're a coach, you're a mentor, you're a healer, or a transformational leader who is fed the fuck up with not making the money you know you deserve by now. All right. You're also done with signing the wrong clients just to pay the bills. And you're ready to play a much, much bigger game. If that's you, you are certainly in the right place. Now, what do you need to know? I curse if you hadn't figured that out already. I also talk pretty quickly, so you're going to have to do your best to follow up or keep up. And I also don't do fluff. I'm going to give you the best of what I've got in the next hour or so. All right? No fluff at all. Is that cool with you? Right? Because if it's not cool with you, you can always hop off the line right now. If it is, hang tight with me because I've got a lot to share. All right. My promise to you is that I'm going to show you how to charge more and attract awesome. And when I say awesome clients, I'm talking about the kind of clients who inspire you and are also inspired by you. All right. And the type of clients who give you their Visa or any other credit card on the spot. So I want you to stay with me until the end because I'm going to share with you how you can get handed a customized plan to collapse your monthly income into a week or a sale. I hope you're excited. All right. So I need you to turn off your cell phones, turn off Facebook. The world will not stop spinning if Facebook turns or it gets closed for the next hour or so. So shut it down. Because if you are serious about taking your business to a whole nother level faster than you can renew your passport, then what you're about to discover in the next 60 minutes could literally change your life. So why should you care about what I have to say? Because I'm sure this is not your first training, right? It's not your first rodeo. So you might be wondering, if you haven't been on a webinar or training with me before, what makes me different? Well, I am an Amazon best-selling author, and I show high-achieving women how to consistently attract $3,000 to $25,000 clients while marketing as little as 60 minutes per day, okay? I also took my first business to 6 figures in less than 12 months and helped grow my third business to multiple 7 figures in 2 years, okay? I've also privately coached dozens of other coaches, mentors, CEOs, executives, and solopreneurs, and my trainings have benefited hundreds of transformational leaders, okay? I also run a multiple 6-figure freedom-based business with a tiny, tiny team. It's myself, Lily, who's in the background chewing her bone. I don't know if you can hear her. Actually, she looks like she's taking a nap. My laptop, so I can run my business from anywhere in the world, and one very part-time assistant or VA. And the reason I mention that to you is because so many people think that if you want to add 6 figures or more to your income in a short amount of time, that you need to have this massive team. And I am living proof that that is not the truth. All right. Now, I have achieved a lot of success in my life. I'm so proud of myself. Right. But I will be honest with you, it hasn't always been a cakewalk. It really hasn't. There was a time when I nearly lost everything. And I can remember almost as if it was yesterday, sitting down at my computer, looking at the overdrawn bank balance that I had, and knowing that I was literally 28 days away from having my house being sold at sheriff's sale, literally going into foreclosure status. And I didn't know what the hell to do. You know, I was scared, make that terrified is really how I felt. Because I had done everything that I thought I was supposed to do, and yet I was still on the verge of losing my home and my dreams. I had maxed out all my credit cards. I had wiped out my savings. I had not dipped actually, I had tipped over my retirement funds. I literally had no other sources of income. I couldn't take out a loan, nothing, right? So if I didn't figure shit out, I was toast in less than a month. And again, I had done everything that I thought I was supposed to do. I was marketing 24/7. I did the guest expert interview series to build my list and my credibility. I was creating content after content after content, you know, even the video marketing stuff and editing videos, all this kind of stuff that was completely out of my zone of genius, and battling technology. I was doing all of that to make it work. I was live streaming because everybody said you needed to live stream. I was guest blogging. None of that was giving me consistent results. And that's what put me in the spot of being, you know, having this overdrawn bank account and not knowing what the hell I was going to do. to make my business work, to save my home, to really save myself. And it really put me in this place where I felt like I was at a crossroad or a fork in the road, really. Because on one side, was, listening to what the naysayer said. Maybe my friends, maybe my family, maybe they were all right. Maybe I couldn't build a legitimate business or a viable business online. Maybe they were right. Maybe I should just go back and get a real job because my money wasn't coming in consistently. Maybe it was time to just go back and get a steady paycheck. And then on the other side was that entrepreneurial spirit, right? That said, hey, hold on here. You've been successful offline several times before. There's no way that you can't figure out how to make this work, right? And that was what was pulling me. It was that risk-taking spirit that we have that says, you know what, fuck this shit. I'm going to figure out how to make it work. And so I leaned on that, and I made a decision that probably everyone else would have thought was silly. A decision that honestly did scare the hell out of me. But it was a decision that I needed to make at that moment in my life. And that decision was to hire another mentor. Now, again, I don't have any cash in the bank. I don't know how the hell I'm going to save my house, but I know that I need help because what I was trying to figure it out on my own, wasn't working. And so I made the decision to hire another mentor, found the exact mentor that I wanted to work with. Within a week, I was able to manifest the money to make the deposit to start working with her. Okay? Now, was there a part of me that felt like I was being irresponsible? Yes. Yes. Because I had invested before and I didn't get the results before. So what would make me think that doing it again, right, was going to get me the results? But again, I was leaning on that risk-taking part of myself. And also I was really leaning on faith, right? That I was a different person making a decision from a different place this time. And it had to fucking work. So I made the decision. Now, I will tell you that it was the best decision I have ever made because in less than 30 days, I doubled my fees. Now, remember, I am not attracting clients, like enough clients consistently at my current fees to make the money that I needed to, take care of myself. But I doubled my fees with my mentor support. I actually leaned on her faith that I could do it. Double my fees, reposition myself in the marketplace, sign the most amazing clients with ease. And when I say ease, I mean, I literally cut my marketing time probably in half or down to a third. Okay. And I booked over $30,000 in sales that month, $20,000 in cash. I was able to pay the back arrears on my home. I literally saved it from sheriff's sale the day before. Okay. But I got myself, I think the biggest part of that story for me and that journey for me was I finally got myself out of that up and down cycle, that fear-based, back and forth shit that I was tolerating from myself, right? And I finally got myself to this place of having peace of mind. And now I get to do all kinds of fun things. Now I get to travel. And I don't have to worry about where the money's going to come from. I recently came back from a 6-week trip to Europe where I went to the Amalfi Coast. I went up to the French Riviera, the Italian Riviera. I was in Barcelona, and I just had the time of my life, working and playing and getting to serve clients just from my laptop, right? And the best part about that, again, is that I didn't have to worry about money. I didn't have to check my bank account when I wanted to do something, right? And I know so many of you want to get yourself to that place as well. And what I'm going to be sharing with you today is exactly what I did so that you can make that shift in your own business and your own life. Okay? And the best part about this is that it's not just working for me. My clients are getting amazing results as well. I have a former client here who went from $0 to $10,000 cash in 30 days. And she did that without a list, without a launch, or without paid ads. And the same is possible for you, okay? The same is possible for you. Now, I need to be clear, results are not typical. I'm going to share with you what's working for me and for my clients for free, but I'll be honest with you, not everyone's going to get results because not everyone is going to implement, okay? And if you're someone who's looking for get rich quick, or you're into, biz op or MLM, this isn't going to be for you. All right. If you're a daydreamer, so someone who has these big, grandiose ideas of what you want to achieve, but you're not interested in getting your feet dirty or your hands dirty, and you're not interested in moving your feet, then this is not going to work for you. Okay. But this is for you if you are a powerhouse and you are in the business of transformation. So you are a coach, you're a mentor, you're a healer, and you're ready to succeed at a whole nother level without burning yourself out. If that's you, then my friend, you are definitely in the right spot, and I've got a ton of stuff to share with you. All right. So here's what we're going to cover today. You're going to learn why you're a living magnet to I can't afford it prospects, and exactly how you can magnetize I'm ready now, can I pay in full ideal clients. Okay. You're also going to learn how my clients collapse their monthly income into a week or sale and experience real freedom. With 3-day work weeks, this is for you if you're tired of banging your head against 3 to 10K months and you want to make the kind of money that will leave your peers with their mouths open. All right. And last but not least, you're going to learn this simple 60 minutes per day marketing plan I use to scale my business to 70K months. You're going to love this if you are done with the guaranteed burnout strategies that the gurus have been peddling to the masses. All right. So first things first, why you feel like you're a living magnet for I can't afford it prospects, and exactly how to magnetize your I'm ready now, can I pay in full ideal clients. All right. So are you still tolerating this? Those picture perfect discovery sessions that take a wrong turn with I'd love to, but, or maybe your prospects will tell you yes on the phone and then they disappear when it's time to sign the contract. Or maybe potential clients convince you that they need to speak with their husband or their wife, their dog, or their angels before they make a decision to hire you. Or you're sick and tired of people who love your content, but they can't afford to buy from you, and then they hire your competitors, right? So this is a big problem for you because it erodes your confidence, okay? And it undermines your ability to make the kind of money that you know you deserve by now. It also keeps you in a fear-based place of signing any client just to cover your expenses. Meanwhile, the travel, the new car, the relationship, the freedom-based lifestyle that you desire is still on hold. Think about it. How long have you been putting those things off because you haven't gotten your business to where you need it to be yet? I know you've tried things, right? You've probably tried lowering your fees, and I say cringe because that's the worst thing you could do, right? But you probably tried to do that because you wanted to make it easier for people to say yes. You probably also taken your fair share of those turn your nose into yeses sales training programs, because most people think that, okay, well, if people are getting on the phone and they're saying no, maybe it's my sales, right? Maybe it is your sales, but there's something that you need to deal with first, okay? Perhaps you've been hopping from group to reach a new or a bigger audience, right? Or maybe you've tried doing those lifestyle photo shoots in Paris, upgrading your website. Maybe you've even written a book to boost your credibility. Or maybe you've been pouring money into Facebook ads that aren't converting, and every other lead generation strategy out there, right? But those strategies, I can tell you, haven't worked, and they cannot work unless you address the real problem. And that is your mindset. More specifically, it's your sense of worth and value. Because your prospects are reflecting back to you what you feel deep down. Okay? So I need you to understand this, because most people think that all you need is, a new source of traffic, because you need new leads, right? You need to learn how to persuade people in a sales conversation. Like all of those external things, don't get me wrong, they do have their place, right? But if deep down you are struggling with believing that your services are worth whatever price you have on them now, you are going to attract prospects who are going to tell you that they can't afford it or that they need to think about it, right? So you have to deal with this. Because you can consciously have the desire to raise your fees and to live a life as big as your purpose. But if subconsciously you're still holding on to feelings and thoughts of not being good or worthy enough, that's why you're attracting the clients or the prospects who are telling you that they can't afford it. Because we see what we believe, right? If deep down you don't believe you're worthy of more, what will you see in your reality? You're going to see people telling you or giving you the message that you're not worthy of more. You have to shift what's going on the inside first. And the good news is that with the right support, you do not need to spend months or even years trying to shift your beliefs. Trust me, because I spent years trying to figure this shit out for myself. And many of my clients have done the same before they hired me. But I will tell you that the people who work with me are seeing shifts within weeks. Here's a former client, Michelle. She's a relationship coach and a clinical psychologist. She was struggling big time with attracting people who can afford her. And she went from 3 to 15 ideal clients. Most of them paid in full, and she made more money in a few weeks than she made in all of last year. Okay? That's the power of working from the inside out, addressing your mindset first. Okay. She also raised her fees from $3,000 to $5,000. So for those of you who think that, you can't sell high end if you're not, teaching people how to make money, you're wrong. Okay. Michelle's in the relationship niche, and she was charging $3,000 successfully and raised her fees to $5,000 successfully. Okay. This is my favorite part though. She now jumps out of bed in the morning feeling excited about her work again. That makes me so freaking happy, because I know what it feels like to dread doing the work that you actually love because it's not going the way that you want it to. So when my clients tell me that they are lit up, that they feel passionate again about their work, that makes me happier than you could know. And I also love the fact that she now feels at peace with herself, right? Because so many of us don't feel at peace with ourselves. And that is why we are getting the kind of, wonky results. Like, so maybe you make money, but then you can't make money again for the next couple of weeks, right? Or you do sign a high-end client, but then they turn out to be your worst friggin' nightmare. They end up being mentally and emotionally exhausting, right? All of that happens because of what's going on with you internally, because of the beliefs that you're still holding on to. So when we can unravel and release those beliefs, you can make the money that you want to make, and it can be easy for you. Cool? All right. So when you shift how you think and feel about yourself, you will magnetize, I'm ready now. Can I pay in full? Ideal clients, and you'll do it with ease. So what would that mean to your business? What would it mean to your confidence? And what would it mean to your peace of mind? Okay. All right. So now let's talk about how my clients actually collapse their monthly income into a week or sale and experience real freedom with 3-day work weeks. Okay. So is this you? Do you have no clue what you could sell for $5,000, $10,000, or $20,000? Maybe you don't know where to find clients who will pay you that much when your competitors are charging less. Okay? Or maybe deep down, you're not sure if you can deliver at a higher price point because some client didn't get results way back when, right? And this is a biggie. This actually held me back for many years, and it typically holds my clients back until I help them shift their perspective. You have to realize that, listen, not every client is going to do the work, so they're not going to get the results, right? How many times have you bought a workout DVD and it just sat on your shelf, and so you didn't lose the weight? Does it mean that the workout on the DVD didn't work? Or does it mean that you just didn't work it, right? The same thing is true of our clients. And I can tell you that there are ways to build your programs or create your high-end programs that almost guarantee your client to do the work and get results. And we'll talk about that a little bit later, okay? So here's what you need to know. Having these doubts and not dealing with them is actually costing you thousands of dollars per month or week, okay? It also means that your ideal clients are receiving inferior service from your competitors, because there are people out here that you were literally born to serve. And if you're not reaching them and they're not finding you because you're afraid that you can't charge or you can't deliver at a certain price point, these folks are going to be hiring someone else because they need the solution, but they're not going to get the results that they would get if they were working with you. And you're also mentally and emotionally exhausted, right? When you're stressed out about money and how to cover your expenses, that's exhausting, right? So we want to get you out of that. So what have you already tried? Right? You've probably already tried adding a zero to your fee, right? So let's say, for example, you had a $500 program. You probably already tried adding, a zero to that and turning it into a $5,000 offer, but you probably were struggling to sell it, right? I've also seen many people, double their fee, but then extend the time of their program. So it's essentially the same money that they're receiving from their clients every month, right? Maybe you've tweaked your message dozens of times, okay? Or maybe you've even invested in more certifications, thinking that you have to know more. You need more letters behind your name in order to be worthy or justify charging more. But I will tell you that none of that makes your program worthy of high-end fees. Doesn't, okay? Which is why you're still not selling the way you want to be selling. Here's what you need to know. If you want to sell and deliver programs at the $3,000 to $25,000 level and double your free time. Now, my neighbor is working on their house, so hopefully that noise is not coming through, but we'll try to work through it. All right, so step one, you want to sell what you already know how to do. And the way you do that is by identifying your unique combination of gifts, skills, and talents. I like to call this your magic or your zone of genius. This is imperative. You must sell what you already know how to do. This is how you'll be able to sell with integrity, okay? Integrity. And it's also what helps your clients get amazing results, right? When you're only doing what is within your zone of genius. And the reason it's important to create a program that is a combination of your unique gifts, skills, and talents is because that's how you decommoditize yourself, right? And you make it a program that only you can deliver. You also want to get clear on the exact client you were born to serve. So I mentioned this a little bit earlier, right? No matter how good you are at what you do, you cannot help everyone. That's just how it is, right? There are going to be some clients who understand the way you explain things, and then there are going to be some people who don't. Right? And it's important that you work with the people who understand the way that you explain things, because then they're going to get it. They're going to get the results, right? So you've got to know exactly who your client is. It's not enough to say, oh, well, I help all women, or I help all men, or I help, with this problem, right? You've got to know exactly who you are meant to serve. And you also want to make sure that when you create your program, that it solves a specific burning problem for your ideal client faster and easier than they could do on their own. Now, here is what is important. Specific burning problem. Most people are too vague. They're too, just wanting to, help people with their confidence, or wanting to help people feel empowered, or even with sales. Right? But you've got to be more specific than that, right? It's got to be a specific burning problem that keeps your clients up at night, that, helps trigger the desire in them. We're going to talk about that in a little bit as well, so that people, want to step up and work with you now, right? People are not going to pay you $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, to solve a problem that is not top of mind. It's just not going to work, all right? The second thing is you want to charge based on value, not your time or your effort. Now, this is huge, because so many people, and you're probably one of them, you think that you have to work harder. You think that you have to put more time in with your clients to be worthy, of a high-end fee, and that's not the truth. Your clients only care about their results. That means in order to charge more with integrity, you just need to change your perception of your value, right? So instead of focusing on time and effort, you want to start thinking about things like, what is it costing your clients to stay where they are right now? What happens in the future if nothing changes? So if they do nothing about the problem, what happens for them, right? And what gets to happen for them when they do work with you and solve the problem? This is all the stuff that contributes to the value of what it is that you're offering, okay? So step 3 is you want to make sure that you choose a business model that gives you the freedom that you crave. So this is the part about doubling your free time, right? You need to make sure that no matter what service you're putting out there, you're doing it in a way, you're delivering it in a way that doesn't monopolize your time. In fact, you want to leverage your time as much as possible. So here are a couple of different types of programs that you can create. You can offer VIP days, which my clients love. You can also offer 90-day or 4-month programs, my clients typically do, as well as 6 to 8 week group programs, masterminds, 3-day live events. You get to pick and choose, right, from the different types of delivery models, what you desire to offer to your clients, right? My average client sells 3 to 25, I can't read today. My average client sells $5,000 to $20,000 programs, and they work 3 to 4 days per week. And so they get to do this without needing a VA or a list, right? Now, typically my clients do have a list, but oftentimes by the time they come to hire me, the list is pretty disengaged. So they don't really rely on their list for their clients, right? Or for new clients. And they're doing really well, and they're not working a lot of hours, and many of them are seeing multiple 5-figure months, right? Now, the thing about this, and why I love teaching the high-end business model, is because it's the fastest way that I know of to add 6 figures or more to your income this year with only a few sales, right? Only a few sales can get you there. So here's one of my clients now. She's so much fun to work with, and you can see the back and forth message here. But basically, she sold 2 high-end programs in one day. Now, this was a client who was literally scared out of her mind when she signed up with me, and even the day before. I mean, she had a $17,500 day the very next day after our coaching session. And it's interesting because she was going through the same stuff that most of us go through when we're up leveling, the fear when you're trying to expand. And so, I was able to talk her down off the ledge. And the next day she signed $17,000, or she did $17,000 in sales. And she did that while she was on vacation. That's something else that I really want to point out. Many of my clients now get to travel. They get to take vacation. They get to do all the things that they've always wanted to do and still make great money. Okay. This particular client actually just yesterday welcomed $7,500 into her bank account. Okay. So this is to show you that this is not like a one-hit wonder type of thing, because I know there are a lot of people whose clients get results, but then they don't get results consistently. This is something that my clients are doing consistently, week after week after week, right? And within a very short amount of time of working with me, all right? So collapsing your monthly income into a week or sale comes down to creating a unique program that solves a specific problem for your ideal clients and charging based on its value. So charging based on the value of the program, not your time and not your effort. Cool? All right. So what would that mean to your freedom? If you were able to collapse your monthly income into a week or sale, what would that mean to your freedom? What would it mean to your fulfillment? To work with the ideal clients that you're here to serve, right? All right, so now let's talk about the 60-minute per day marketing plan I use to scale my business to 70K months. Have you ever felt exhausted from running challenges, launches, live streaming day in and day out, hosting dozens of webinars, blogging, networking, any of the kind of stuff that wears you down, right? And you simply just don't enjoy doing it? If that's you, You probably feel like you're wasting your time creating content that gets likes and comments, but little to no conversions. You also probably feel like even when you're not working, you're stressed because you're worried about where the next sale is going to come from. And you probably also, I know I felt this way, feel like your head is going to explode if you see one more of your posts or your peers post about their 30 to 50K or whatever K months, right? Listen, I was there and I know exactly how frustrating that feels. Now, here's the thing. Most coaches have been led to believe that you have to become a content machine and post 24/7 to attract high-paying clients consistently. And that is so not true. Because the truth is, it's quality that beats quantity. Quality that beats quantity. So many of the gurus out there are pushing this whole, beating people to death with your marketing. And it's a ridiculous strategy that is not sustainable. It really is not, right? And what you'll notice is if you're really paying attention, a lot of these gurus have these massive lists of like hundreds of thousands of people, and less than 1%, like a 1% of them are actually purchasing. What does that tell you about their marketing, right? It's telling you that the quality is not there, right? But when you understand what I'm going to share with you in just a moment about marketing in a way that actually allows you to have less content out there, but actually content that is high quality that does the converting for you, you'll understand why, you can market in 60 minutes a day and still make the 30, the 50, the 70K months that you might be wanting to make right now, right? So you could continue to do what you're already doing, following the guru model, or you could let me show you this easier way, all right? So I want you to imagine what it would be like if one post could replace 5, or one live stream a week could fill your calendar with discovery sessions, or one webinar could generate your income for the entire month. Imagine what that would be like. What the hell would you do with all that free time? All right. That is precisely how things go down in my world. All right. The 60 minutes per day marketing plan I use to scale my business looks like this. 5 posts per week, because I typically will post once a day. Okay. I also do 1 live stream per week, and I do 1 webinar, and I usually run a $15 to $30 per day ad budget, right? That's all I do. And I have $70,000 months, okay? And this gives me the time, it gives me the energy to serve my clients at the highest level. I also get to be present with my family. I just came back from a week with my parents and my nephews. I get to travel, as I mentioned before, and I get to do whatever else I desire, right? So, how this works. The first step, I like to call this the love me, respect me, or leave me alone factor, all right? It's really about an attitude, because I want you to forget the whole know, like, and trust stuff that you've heard, right? Because that really just makes you vanilla, bland, boring like everyone else. Most people do the whole know, like, and trust factor because they're really afraid to show up as themselves, because they're afraid if they do, they will not make sales, okay? And nothing could be further from the truth. Because the love me, respect me, or leave me alone factor is how you actually fascinate your ideal clients while repelling the time wasters. That's what does it. That is how you build instant trust. That is how you get people to resonate with you and feel like, you understand them in a way that no one else understands them. So it's going to require you to drop your filters. It's going to require you to quit going for the nice and acceptable approach and unapologetically own your voice so that you can command attention and become the highly paid powerhouse that you were born to be, right? So the second phase of this is you have to learn how to speak directly to your ideal buyers. Not all buyers are created equal. Everyone is a buyer, but not all buyers are created equal. So you have low-end buyers. These are your price-conscious buyers. They crave more and more information, like all those how-tos and the top 10 lists and all that drama. That's what they crave, right? They need more information before they slowly come to a decision. Those are not the peeps you're looking for, right? Because these are the peeps who are never satisfied, by the way. They just want information because they're not really ready. They're not really ready. The ideal buyers for you are high-end buyers. These are folks who are value conscious. They're extremely savvy and they're ready for transformation. So they get that they need more than information to get the results that they're looking for. Okay? And your marketing needs to speak to them, the high-end buyers. It needs to educate them. It needs to intrigue them, and it needs to trigger their desire to act now. And it also needs to handle their objections before they get on the phone with you. This is how you're able to get the credit card, right? In one phone call. Close the sale in one phone call. Those, are you still interested? Follow-up emails, goodbye. You don't need them anymore, right? So when your marketing fascinates with intriguing content that triggers desire, you can fill your calendar with qualified prospects in 60 minutes per day. It's that simple, right? So what would that mean to your freedom? What would it mean to your fulfillment? Let me ask you a question. Are you enjoying this training so far? I'm going to take it as a yes. So here's what we've covered. You've learned why you're a living magnet for I can't afford it prospects and exactly how you can magnetize I'm ready now, dream to work with clients who pay in full. Okay? So basically, these are the people who say I'm ready now and they hand you their credit card, right? You also learned how my clients are collapsing their monthly income into a week or sale and experiencing real freedom. And last but not least, I shared with you the 60-minute per day marketing plan I use to scale my business to 70K months. All right. So who wants to take things to a whole nother level? If you do, type I'm ready in the Q&A box. And let me just see here. When you type, it comes into my email. So let me just see who says yay. Oh, okay. Sally says I'm ready. All right, let's see. Catherine says I'm ready. Nice. Vanessa says I'm ready. Ruth says hell yes. All right, Ruth. Let's see. Let's see. Sasha says yes, I'm ready. Okay. All right, cool. So, whoops, did I go backwards? Which one are you? There are two types of people who attend trainings like this. They come to free webinars or they watch live streams or, any kind of free training content. And they take a lot of notes and they try to implement what they've learned on their own. But then they usually get stuck, right? They try to implement something, they don't know why it's not working. And then they maybe start feeling confused. And that's when the doubts and the limiting beliefs start creeping up. And then they go right back to doing what they were doing. Everything the old and the hard and the slow way, right? And so they stay stuck with, the prospects who get on the phone and they can't afford it. They stay stuck with not knowing what they can charge at the higher end fees, right? Or they stay stuck, implementing all of these marketing strategies and still not making the money that they know that they're here to make. So which one are you? Are you one of these types of folks? Or are you the type of person who is ready for transformation now? These are my type of people, right? You see an opportunity and you take advantage of it. You don't wait. You want it to be easier. You want the help, right? If that's you, then your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to claim your free double your income and free time breakthrough session with me. Now, before you apply for this session, you should know that it's only for coaches, mentors, healers, and transformational leaders who are done playing small. Now, this is important. When you work with me, we are getting you to play a much bigger game, all right? It's also for you if you are serious about making more than enough money while being unapologetically owning who you are, is what I meant to say there, right? So if that's you and you qualify for the session, you're going to walk away with clarity on exactly what you could sell and deliver for $3,000 to $25,000. You're also going to get handed a business model that's aligned with your desired lifestyle, as well as the next best steps you could take to go from where you are to where you know you should be by now. Okay? So if you're interested in that session, go to DesireeStafford.com/session to get yourself signed up. Okay? Because I'm telling you, people's lives have changed in as little as a 30-minute conversation with me. And I have no doubt that the same is possible for you. Now, if you're still here and you're not sure if you're going to sign up for the session, I want to share with you a story. It's a story about a woman who's been following me for well over a year, and made contact with me almost a year ago, and decided to keep going at it by herself, keep trying to figure out how to make it work. And I recently signed her as a brand new client, almost a year later, because she wasn't able to make it work by herself. She got to the place where she started to feel lost. She had tried raising her fees, wasn't getting the clients to sign up, and then found herself in a situation where she was actually struggling to book discovery sessions when she had previously booked them like hotcakes before. Since she's become a client, she's been doing amazing. And this is an email that she just recently sent to me, showing that she booked 5 discovery calls in 2 hours. Okay? So this is just to show you what happens when, people try to do it on their own. They have the best intentions. They're going to figure it out. They're going to pull it off. And then time gets wasted. Money gets missed, right? The relationship is either strained or you haven't even gotten a chance to start it yet because your business is still not working the way you want it to work. The trip to Paris or to Rome gets pushed off for another year or two, right? That new car doesn't get bought. The time you wanted to spend with your family doesn't happen because you're still trying to figure it out on your own, right? I've seen so many people have this experience. And so if you don't want this, if you just want to get the help to get the result that you want to get, that you know you deserve right now, then I invite you to reach out for a session. Go to DesireeStafford.com/session to get yourself signed up. It's a completely free conversation where we're really there to focus on you and your unique business, to help you get yourself to the point where you can make more than enough money to take care of your expenses and do the things that you really desire in your life. Okay? So go ahead, get yourself signed up for one of the sessions I have available. I only have a limited number available. So if this is something that you want, I would recommend that you sign yourself up. Cool? All right. So it has been my absolute pleasure being here with you today. I hope you got tremendous value out of this training. And until we speak again, I hope you're up to big, bold things in your life and in your business. Take care.